people come from all walks of life. They all have lives they lead. Any and all are welcome here to come and chat with me.
Two, three, four.
Sunshine when he's gone. It's not warm when he's away. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone, and he's always gone too long. Anytime he goes away. But this time when he's gone, wonder if he's gone. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone, and this house is ain't no home. Anytime he goes away. And I know, 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 Hey, I leave young thing alone, 'cause ain't no sunshine when he's gone. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. Darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. And this house is still no home. Anytime he goes away. Anytime he goes away. Anytime he goes away. Yeah, anytime he goes away. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Talk. Well, it's my pleasure today to have on the show two members of a band, Kiki Draven and Geoffrey James Gendreau. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hi.
Glad to be here.
Now, the name of the band is Changin Attitudes, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, no, I read that you're both longtime performers.
Mhm.
Yep.
Kiki, I'll ask you first. How long have you been performing?
I've been performing for over 30 years in various things. I actually started out in high school plays.
Okay.
And
What
I
about
got
you,
into
Jeff? Oh,
musicals, and from there, I just loved music and everything to do with music.
all right, great. Yeah. Have you had any training, singing, voice training?
Yes.
And Jeffrey, how about you? When did you start playing?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was about 11 years old. My dad taught me. And basically from there, I think I had the music bug, basically. We did have a lot of people in the family that were, sort of musical, but I guess I was the only one that went down the full path of, okay, I want to be a rock star, a performer and stuff. So for many years, it was a lot of cover bands and actually switching instruments. I was, guitar, drums, bass, back to guitar and bass and stuff like that. And so, yeah, we're pretty excited about coming together and we're totally looking forward to what we're planning to do over the next year or so.
Great. This is for either one of you. But when did you come together?
That's actually a funny story. We were just
Oh,
thinking
good.
about that before the show. And so a few years ago, I actually met Kiki at Annabette's here in Chilliwack. And, I was like, oh,
Open mic night.
yeah. And it was like, oh, she's very pretty. And I wanted to get her number. And I did. But it was, and then I, knew that she was a singer and a songwriter. And we did chat a little bit about that. And so I think it was a few weeks later, I called her and I said, hey, do you want to play? And so basically we've been doing that. We're like best friends.
Yeah.
And we did live together for about a year. And
Lived with my best.
yeah.
Nice,
So,
that's nice.
but
Yeah.
we're not living together now, but we're continuing to get into the songwriting. And because of COVID,
Yeah.
we can't perform. We last time we performed was like a year and a half ago live.
Right.
And so we decided, what we're going to do? We're going to take some of her songs, some of them she's written a few years back and some new ones. And we're going to put a CD out next, come April, right?
End of April.
Oh, very nice. Good show. Who came up
At
with
the
the
beginning
name?
of April, we're hoping to start our own show
Yeah.
online.
On where?
Online.
On YouTube, we're going to do our own shows.
Very good.
On
That's
YouTube.
great. Good for it. I hope that goes well for you. I'm just wondering who came up with the name Changin Attitudes.
I think the first time I heard something called Changing Altitude,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And then I don't know if it was you or me, but something came in where it was
I
like
said,
changing.
well, what about attitudes?
Yes.
Because the world needs a lot more happiness in it.
Mhm.
It needs brightness.
Yeah,
But
especially
it also
now.
needs a handful of reality. You can't have just one. I can't be all floofy happy. It's some
Right.
reality in there too. So a lot of my songs are based around, losing people, because that's realistic. I lost my grandparents recently. And so I wrote a song about that. And then I also write about political stuff. And then I do a lot of happy songs too. Like
Mhm.
happy songs.
Right. No.
Always happy endings.
Oh, all right. Now I know you play the guitar. Geoffrey, you said you play multiple instruments, correct?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
do I.
Yeah. And she
Oh,
does
you do.
too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I play piano, I play flute, piccolo, pani whistle, I play the borin, I play the drums, I play bass. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of the things we're actually doing for this CD is we're going to be doing all of it. We're going to be doing all the instruments, the drums and the bass. And I think
we can play them all.
I think we might do a little challenge when it comes to the drums to see, okay, who gets it better,
Yeah. I love the drums.
right?
So what is your genre, or do you mix? Like, do you do rock or,
It's more rock, but it's kind of Celtic rock mixed with, I don't know, what would you see it?
Well, she says Celtic. When I first heard some of this stuff a few years ago, it kind of had that sort of folk rock,
okay.
but with,
Yeah, that's folk rock.
Celtic influences and stuff. And where I come from, I was a heavy metal head back in the 80s, and
I'm a folk rock player.
oh, yeah, right. So I think the combination of the two of us coming together
Hmm.
just really kind of worked, and
Nice.
just she comes up with these songs and she plays them, and then I come up with a sort of harder edge rock sound to it. Obviously, it wasn't there with the first song we just played because it's kind of an opening thing that we wanted
Nice
to do.
gentle
Just a
opening.
nice gentle opening and stuff. And so yeah, that's kind of what I was bringing to it, and she really likes it that I get to get a little heavy on the guitar and
Right.
stuff. So.
Hey, I got a lot of heavy metal albums too. thanks.
Right.
And I like to play the drums along with Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, when you were out performing, were you only performing your own work, or were you performing other musicians, other singers?
Cover tunes and originals.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah. There was a mixture of
Cover tunes
cover
and
tunes
originals.
and some originals. Yeah.
Okay. Did you play just locally, or did you have a wider range of areas to play in?
Well, the last gig we did was the Wolf Pub
And
in, is that in Vancouver or Maple
Wow.
Ridge?
Vancouver.
Can't remember now. Do you know the
It's a
Wolf
lot.
Pub?
Yeah.
No, I don't get out very much.
Yeah. No. Well, especially nowadays, we all don't get out very much.
Yeah.
And we've played at Anavet's,
Okay.
mostly just open mic nights and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I've played in the United States with my other band though.
Mhm.
You have another band.
Yes.
Before, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
prior
We're
to
not
this.
performing anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, I lived in Vancouver 30 years ago.
Mm.
So yeah, I was playing in lots of bands there, and that's, there was a lot of performance there and stuff like
Right.
that. But it's been tough, right? With
Yeah.
today's times, and you can't play anywhere. Everything was shut down. So I think we're looking forward to what we're doing now, where we can take this time to hone our skills, hone our writing, make the CD, and then
Start our show.
Go online and
just do our thing.
no, I understand
and
as a
everybody else.
yeah. Well, that's good. No, you have to adjust, right?
Mhm.
You have to evolve. If you want to keep doing what you're doing. I was going to ask a question. It's completely gone out of my head. One of the things I was going to say, like us as performers, and I understand that because I've done some things on stage, not musically.
Okay.
That with a live audience, you get such a better feel,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? So that's an adjustment, isn't it?
It's a
Yes.
huge adjustment.
Yeah.
And not having a full band behind me as a singer, it's a huge adjustment.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
I was talking to somebody who does a little bit of performing, and they can't have big audience. So even though there's a live audience, it's still a very small audience. So you don't
Mhm.
get that awesome. I don't know how to. That's something as a performer you
An
understand what I'm
energy.
saying.
It's a vibe and an energy, and you can feel it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the bigger the crowd, the better it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I've always remembered how scared I was, nervous in the beginning of
Yeah.
the show. Even sometimes a week out or a few days or a day before, the nerves were just really ratcheting up. But it's always every time you get up on stage and you get through that one or two songs, and then it's
Yeah.
like, it's gone. That feeling you were feeling before it's not there. And it's so much fun. I know a lot of people will ask you, how do you do that? How do you get up on stage? Part of me says, sometimes I don't know because I'm frightened.
Yes.
Right. And, but it's like, once you get past a couple of songs,
Mhm.
and you see the crowd's response, you either just see that they're paying attention to you, maybe they're dancing or something like that. Just remembering back to another
you can
times.
just feel the vibe of the crowd.
Mhm.
If they're into it, they're into it. If
Yes.
they're not, you can tell.
Mhm, yeah.
Oh,
May as well be
absolutely.
throwing rotten tomatoes.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have done stage stuff, but not your style, not your music type of thing. I want to ask now, you mentioned about a full band. Do you have are there other people in this band?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's just the two of you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice that the way it evolves, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is funny because we've auditioned people previously a couple of years ago, and it just doesn't gel. We just couldn't find the right person who
Yeah.
would cooperate musically.
Mhm.
And just you get frustrated after a while that you're just not lining up with the right people.
Mhm.
And so we said, okay, let's just pull back. Let's not worry about the band, reassess. And now we're just going to focus on getting some written material,
Getting the CD done.
get a CD done. We're going to do, like, I got all the equipment here to record.
And
Right.
the CD is called Breaking Free.
Yeah.
Breaking Free.
So it's going to breaking free.
Is this your
and,
first? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Is this?
No, that's right. You were
Well,
going to
with
say,
this band, it's my first CD with
Yeah.
this group.
yeah,
Okay.
yes, Shay's done
Two others.
two others,
Yes,
which I don't think I've ever
This will be
heard.
my third CD. They're on Reverb Nation.
Oh, right. Okay, that's right. I did hear some of them. It's been a while.
So Kiki, if people want to hear your CDs or listen to them, where would they find them?
On Reverb Nation
On where?
or on Reverb Nation
Okay,
or on the Changin Attitudes page on Facebook.
okay. I'll make sure I get that all. I'm having a problem with my editing program today, so hopefully I can get it.
I'll take your
Hopefully I can
time.
get it working really good.
Okay.
So tell me about some of the songs that are going to be on your CD.
Mhm.
Like they're all written by both of you?
By me. I write all
Shay's
the
written
lyrics
all of these songs.
and the
Okay.
melodies, but he
Yeah.
does all the lead guitar parts. He comes
Yeah.
up with all those. I leave that to him. That is
Mhm.
his area, and I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, yeah. And even when I come up with something, she's like, "Yes, that."
That
right
one,
there.
I didn't like the other one. I
Yeah.
like that one.
So I'll come up with something on my own in the mood of what she's doing,
Right.
and she'll take it and go, "Yes, that and more of that," or something.
You know, I just,
there's gonna be 8 songs on there so far.
Okay.
I'm hoping to finish the last 2.
Yeah.
But we have one that's called Stars Falling. There is an acoustic version, solo version of it on YouTube where I
Okay.
just kind of sang it with my guitar in my room.
Mhm.
And then the next one's called Forgive. Then Too Late. Number 5 is I'm Not Listening, and then Bad Attitude, which we'll play for you later.
Yeah.
Fear and Death and Phoenix.
Mhm.
Which
Good.
Fear and Death and Phoenix are my 2 recent ones.
Recent, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just wrote them over the summer, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're powerful. They're
Are
really
they?
powerful
Right.
songs. They're amazing. Yeah.
Oh, just
So some
I
of those
interviewed-
other ones you wrote a few years ago, I think, right? Yeah.
Right. I did an interview. It hasn't been aired yet with another musician, a singer, and I was asking him, how do you keep your songs you're playing original? You know, I mean, it must because I'm thinking that there's so many. You know, when you're playing the guitar, there's so many chords, so many. Can't even think. Here we go again. You know.
There's so many rhythm patterns you can play. There's only so many chords.
Yes.
So many successions that you can make.
Mhm.
I mean, I understand your words can be original, but how do you keep the music original?
Yeah. Well, I find that what Shay's brought with her songwriting are pretty, like I know what you said about the words can be very original, but even just the styling or the stylisticness of the guitar is showing that, oh, this is not your normal way of doing things. Even sort of the structuring of the song is a little bit different than I've heard before. And I think that's
I did
what,
on purpose.
and it's done totally on purpose and stuff. And, I've had some inputs into where things are going to, maybe stop or not stop or whatever, and those kinds of things. And I know what you mean. We've been around, I mean, I'm 55 now, and so I've been listening to music since the early 70s, and it is hard sometimes to make sure that you're not. I mean, there's influences, yes, and you got to be careful that you're not taking that influence and actually copying it, but just using it as a way to write your own sound.
Whereas I live with 2 full orchestras and 4 rock bands and 3 full choirs in my brain all the time. So I don't hear the world like anybody else.
Cool. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Now let's just say that the world has kind of gone back a little bit, opening up a little bit more, if it ever does. Obviously, you're going to keep your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
But are you anxious to get back out there and go on stage and perform?
Yeah, we miss it. We miss, the connecting
with the crowd,
with the people out there, right?
Right.
Yeah. And with what we're doing now, we're anxious in a way to see how the new material is received. Yeah. She's really nervous about it.
I don't write like other people, and I certainly don't play like other people. I have my own way of doing things, and I've always, throughout my entire life, basically tried to be different and do things different.
I like that, though.
And even in adulthood, I still do.
Yeah.
That's the way it should. I mean, that's the way it should be for you. That's what I think. Anyway, Kiki, this is just for you now. Okay, so you've written. Let's play this little scenario. You've written this song, and Jeffrey looks or listens to it, whatever. I want to know, do you get kind of possessive about it? If he has some suggestions, are you really open, or do you just sort of get your back up anytime? You know what I mean? Because sometimes we're
the first reaction is like, I don't know. But then I always sit back and think about it for a while and cogitate the matter in my head. And then I listen to it. I can actually listen to his suggestion in my brain. And then I go, okay, well, actually, you know what? I do like it better that way. Or sometimes I'll be like, no, that doesn't work.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm, and I'm so thankful that she is that way. She's open about it. She'll take her time to think about it. And it isn't like she's like, oh, this is my song and you're not going to have any say.
Yeah.
No.
And I respect her in the sense that, yes, it is a song that she wrote maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love input.
And I do, but I like just what I heard, and then I get imaginative with what I can bring to the song. And I think we even just had a discussion about one of the songs last week or so about how we were starting it.
Yes. we did.
And it took me 3 days to think about it, so it wasn't a off the cuff kind of thing. And then I presented it to her. And I said, don't give me an answer right now. She did give me the face that there was really? You want to cut that out?
I was like, and then I thought about it.
So
then I played it in my head like I do.
And then
I went and played it in the bedroom on the guitar. And I went, you know what? Yeah, I really like it that way.
so when on Friday,
we cut the intro.
yeah. So we got together on Friday and we jammed and we tried it
It was
out,
so
and she just loved it. She
Yeah.
says, you know what, you were right. It didn't need this long intro.
No.
I was like, we got a lot of songs that have intro,
Yeah.
musical intro. And I thought
And
this
changing
one,
it up was really perfect.
yeah. So she really
'Cause
loved
we
it.
are
So it was,
changing attitudes. Right?
yeah, right. So it was really appreciative that I was able to give her that input, and she,
Yes.
it wasn't an answer right away.
Well, no, I have to think about it.
Gotta
I need
think
to
about it.
cogitate the matter.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems to be that you're meshing really well, and that's so important, right?
Mhm.
Very nice.
I have one final question, because we're getting long on time there, and I want you to do another song
Yeah.
as you lead us out. What do you think gives performers, whether it's a band or not, longevity?
Oh, well, laughter.
Yeah.
I have to say,
You have to have fun.
you got to be able to laugh and have fun. You can't be serious all the time. I mean, there's moments to be serious when it comes to, writing parts of the song and writing the melodies and stuff. That's
Right.
fine, but you just got to be able to laugh and have a really good time.
Yeah,
You
you can't take life too serious, period,
Yeah,
let alone music.
yeah,
Yeah,
you-
you get too serious.
you don't want to hold an ego of what you're doing. Like this is my part, and this is you're going to do that, and no,
Right.
and that, so you got to pull the ego out, and I think
Which is
that
why we
might
don't have other band members.
right. And and I sometimes think that is a problem for a lot of bands over the years, that egos have sometimes taken over.
Right.
And I've been a big Rush fan all my life, and there's a good example of like longevity, and that's what they said. What kept you guys together so long? And it was just because they just laughed and joked all the time, and
Had fun.
had fun.
And even if they made a mistake, they laughed it off.
They
and kept
laugh,
going.
yeah. So we get a kick out of playing, where we laugh at each other if somebody makes a little error or something like that, yeah. And I think it helps a little bit that it is just the two of us now. Maybe that's kind
Yes.
of why we said, no, we're gonna step back from the
Right.
whole band thing, as I said before, because you do tend to have somebody new come in and their ego is riding on how they can contribute,
Yeah.
and sometimes it can be too much, and we've had to say no to certain people because of that. And it's not that they're not a bad musician. It was
They're
just,
technically
you got to follow what we're doing, not
Yes. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I do know what you mean, because I've done improv, and if the team doesn't work well together, if you have one person that doesn't gel, it just doesn't work, and
Right.
the audience knows.
Oh,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on that note, now, one final question: do you have a website?
No,
We're working on it.
we're working on it.
Okay.
It's
I
part,
still got to fix some of the photos that I want to put up there. and
Yeah.
the little
Right, no
photos, but
problem.
I am working on it.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm
Well,
going to say
maybe
goodbye
something
to
we'll
the
have
au-
out next spring.
All right. I'm going to say goodbye to the audience, and when I finish doing that, just go into another tune. Okay. So, yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. This has been Geoffrey James Gendreau and Kiki Draven with Changin Attitudes. Thank you so much for watching the show. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you like and share and subscribe, and Peace out, everyone.
Peace. I'm sorry, was that in there?
Just when you're ready.
Okay, so
I hope it works.
What I did was I did some drums and bass, and I mixed it down, and I have it on my phone so that we can play to it. So I hope it comes across. If you notice that it's not coming across right, just go ahead.
Just wave your hand.
Just wave like maybe.
Okay.
And we'll stop.
And
and
then we'll
we'll
stop
try
and
again.
figure it out.
Okay. Let's hope this works. You can hear that.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
A sense of community, till the wax a place to be. A sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.